Very, very good morning, everyone. Fine, everyone fine? Super. Okay. So today will be our last session, and of course, we'll be able to complete the entire syllabus. And let us start AS28. AS28 impairment of asset. Now, this accounting standard, even though they have written impairment of asset, but it is not applicable to all assets. It is applicable only to PP, intangible asset, investment property, and any asset acquired under finance lease. Means any asset means leased asset. In the books of lessee, for that also AS28 will be applicable for impairment of asset. Of course, in exam they will ask normally for PP or intangible asset. Okay. Most probably they will ask only for PP. Okay. Now we know that as per AS10 PP we have cost model as well as revaluation model. Now if there is a cost model, of course that need to be impaired as per the requirement of AS28. But if there is a revaluation model, so can you say under revaluation model we have upward revaluation, downward revaluation. Now the question arises that if any asset is already revalued as per the requirement of AS10, whether it is also required to be impaired as per AS28. What do you think? Means any revalued asset, whether it require impairment. Have you understood the question? Suppose any PP, we opted for revaluation model, so we have a downward revaluation in there. Downward revaluation means what? If the carrying amount is 1 lakh and fair value is 90,000, so there is a revaluation loss of 10,000. So if any asset is already revalued downward, whether it is required to be tested for impairment as per AS28, yes or no? Yes, very good. So AS28 is applicable for both cost model as well as revaluation model. So if any asset is revalued, then also it need to be tested for impairment as per the requirement of AS28. Now, what is the general principle? That at each balance sheet date, we need to find out whether there is any indicator of impairment. Whether there is any indicator of impairment. If there is any indicator of impairment, then that asset will be tested for impairment. So first we need to find out at the end of each year, is there any indicator? If there is only indicator, then only AS28 is applicable. If there is no indicator, then there is no need to apply AS28. Got this point? Correct? So first let us understand what are the indicators. So they have given some external indicator and some internal indicator. External indicator means information from outside. Internal indicator means information from within the entity. So what are the internal indicator? Internal indicator means physical damage of the asset or any asset become obsolete. That become an indication. So if suppose fire occurred, so of course there is an indication that yes, the asset might be impaired. Second, significant changes with an adverse effect, with a negative effect to the entity have taken place. So some changes have taken place with the adverse effect. For example, they have decided to discontinue. Suppose COVID-19 came and now they have decided to discontinue. It is an indication that asset might be impaired. Understood? There may be some plan for restructuring, for shifting from one place to another place. So this may be also indication that they are not able to continue. They are not able to continue in the present location. So it is an indication of the impairment. Or the last point is economic performance of asset is worse than expected. Means you are expecting that plant to generate 1 lakh unit, but they are only generating 10,000 unit. So it means asset might be impaired. These are internal indicators. What are the external indicators? The market price of the asset has declined substantially. So fair value or market price of the asset has declined significantly. Correct? Or there may be some significant changes with an adverse effect. Once again, significant changes with an adverse effect on the entity has been taken place either due to some technological changes or due to market changes or due to some economic changes, economic condition or due to some legal condition. Suppose the government of India has put restriction on a particular industry, correct? Put restriction on plastic industry. So it means now they are not able to continue. So that is due to legal environment. Understood? So this is also an indication that asset might be impaired. then market rate of interest has increased significantly. So market rate of interest, if the market rate of interest will increase, then the present value will decrease. If the market rate of interest will increase, if the rate of interest will increase, the present value will decrease. It means value of asset might be less than expected. It means value of the asset might be less than expected. So this might be an indication. Okay. The last point, the carrying amount of the net asset, book value of net asset is more than the market value of equity. So suppose the market value of equity is 1 lakh and the book value of net asset is 5 lakh. It means, can you say the asset are overvalued? Asset are overvalued. So it might be an indication that asset might be impaired. Just try to understand, whenever I am saying any indicator, I am saying there might be an impairment. Might be means what? If there is an indicator, it does not mean there will be impairment loss. There may or may not be impairment loss. For that, we need to perform impairment testing. So to perform impairment testing, what AS28 says that we need to estimate the recoverable amount. We need to estimate the recoverable amount of the asset. Now, what is the meaning of recoverable amount? That we need to find out. And if recoverable amount is less than carrying amount, it means there is a impairment loss. So if recoverable amount is less than carrying amount, correct? If recoverable amount is less than carrying amount, the difference is impairment loss. Okay, sir. Now, what is recoverable amount? That only we need to understand. So recoverable amount means higher of net selling price or value in use. So net selling price and value in use. Just try to understand, when I say any asset, the carrying amount of the asset. Suppose you purchase one asset at rupees 1 lakh. So you will try to recover 1 lakh from that asset. So you can recover the carrying amount of the asset either by selling the asset or by using the asset. Either you sell the asset or you will use the asset. Therefore, recoverable amount is calculated from sale point of view or from use point of view. So when I say sale point of view, it is NSP, net selling price. From use point of view, so we call it value in use. So it will be higher of these two, net selling price or value in use. So how to calculate net selling price? It is similar to NRV. Similar to NRV, but you will not use the term NRV in exam. NRV will be wrong term. You need to use net selling price. So net selling price means what? Expected selling price minus cost of disposal. Expected selling price will be given in the question. Cost of disposal will be given in the question. Only need to deduct, only need to find out the difference. That becomes net selling price. So from exam point of view, net selling price, direct information will be given in the question. Correct? Understood? Now, what are the examples of cost of disposal? It can be legal cost, it can be cost of removing the asset, any dismantling cost or any directly attributable cost for to make the asset in condition of sale. That are cost of disposal. That are considered as cost of disposal. Only you need to remember one point, ki cost of disposal will not include finance cost as well as income tax expenses. So cost of disposal will not include interest cost as well as income tax expenses. Got this point? Yes, sir. Now, what is value in use? Value in use means what? We need to estimate the cash flow which can be generated from the use of the asset. So suppose the remaining useful life of the asset is 5 years. So we need to estimate the cash flow. We need to estimate the future cash flow which will be generated from the use of the asset. And can you say once the useful life will be over, you will sell the asset. You need to also find out the expected disposal value at the end of useful life. Nothing to worry, this cash flow, disposal value, everything will be given in the question. Only need to find out the present value of future cash flow to be generated from the continuing use of the asset plus present value of disposal value at the end of useful life. This is nothing but value in use. So cash flow will be given, disposal value will be given, rate of discount will be given. Only to find out present value. Super easy, correct? So it means value in use means what? Present value of estimated future cash flow expected to arise from continuing use of the asset and estimated residual value at the end of useful life. So this will be given in the question. Okay, sir. This all para is not at all important from exam point of view because they will give you cash flow. So how to estimate cash flow, they will never ask in CA inter exam. Chalega? Understood? Now there is one special point that suppose you are estimating recoverable amount. You are estimating recoverable amount and you have estimated value in use which is higher than carrying amount. So can you see value in use is higher than carrying amount? there is no need to estimate the other, because there will be no impairment loss. There will be no impairment loss. So if any one of the two amount, that is NSP or value in use, exceed the carrying amount, determination of other amount is not required, because in that case there will be never impairment loss. So you are wasting your time by determining the other. But in exam, if the question they have asked, you need to estimate both. So from examination point of view, the question is there, you need to estimate value in use also, NSP also, then compare. They say impairment loss is 0. The examination is different, practical is different, correct? If suppose it is not possible to determine net selling price, suppose you are not able to determine the net selling price, then your value in use will be what? Recoverable amount. Similarly, if the asset is held for disposal, then can I say there is no use? If there is no use, there is no value in use. So in that case, your NSP will be what? Your recoverable amount. Got this point? Correct. So from exam point of view, it is very simple. I will say they will ask up to this only. If you have understood this much, question will be more or less up to this nature. There is one more point, reversal, that I will do, correct? But as per my expectation, as per my experience, this is more than enough from exam point of view. Okay, let us take some question fast. Venice Limited has fixed asset which carried in the balance sheet at rupees 500 lakh. As on the date, the value is 400 lakh, NSP is 375 lakh. Direct question. You can see what is the recoverable amount? 400. What is the carrying amount? 500. What is the impairment loss? 100. Low. Correct. So first calculate impairment loss. Impairment loss is what? 100. What will be journal entry? Journal entry will be impairment loss to accumulated impairment loss. It is as simple as depreciation. So journal entry of impairment loss and depreciation are same. So impairment loss to accumulated impairment loss, and then impairment loss will be charged to PL account. PL account debit to impairment loss. So you can see impairment loss to accumulated impairment loss, and then PL account debit to impairment loss. Or you can also say from CA Inter point of view, impairment loss to asset. But I said now for depreciation also that is not good, that is not correct journal entry. So you say na depreciation to asset, but the correct journal entry is depreciation to accumulated depreciation. So I will say at CA Inter exam also, if nothing is given, always try to pass this journal entry only, because this is only better journal entry. Okay, and you can see ICA has also done this journal entry. Okay, sir. Then what they have said, so how impairment loss will be shown in the balance sheet? So it will be shown how? It will say carrying amount less accumulated impairment loss in the balance sheet. Means accumulated impairment loss will be shown as we used to show accumulated depreciation. So fixed asset, as means this is carrying amount less accumulated impairment loss. This will be the presentation in the balance sheet. So better you write on accumulated impairment loss, because in the balance sheet we write on accumulated impairment loss, not impairment loss. Okay, sir? Yes, sir. Then one more general question. This can be good question from multiple choice question or 5 marks question. Ergo Industry gives the following estimate and they have given rate of discount 15%. How many year? This is the remaining useful life. How many year? You can see cash flow has been given. Residual value given how much? 1000. Property, plant and equipment was acquired on 1/1/2000 at rupees 40,000. So they have acquired at 1/1/2000. It is XX. Okay. And useful life is 8 years. So can you say out of 8 years, if suppose 5 years is remaining, so how many years is expired? 3 years is expired. 3 years is expired. So can you see, you can find out first carrying amount at the end of 3rd year. You have to first find out carrying amount at the end of 3rd year. NSP is given the question. So first they have asked to find out carrying amount as on the as at the end of 2001, means at the end of 3rd year. So how to find out carrying amount? What is the cost price? 40,000 minus residual value how much? 1000 divided by what? 8 into 3. What is the depreciation? Accumulated depreciation. So 40,000 minus, no, 40,000 minus, I am saying minus 625. So what is the carrying amount? 25,375. So this become 1 marks. You can see you got carrying amount. Carrying amount is how much? 25,375. So you got 1 marks. Okay. Then they ask value in use. So value in use, what will do? This. You need to find out present value at a discount rate of 15%. Normally here student do mistake. One mistake you'll do. In exam also same mistake you'll do. You'll take these, but you will forget to take residual value. Can you say you need to also take present value of residual value at the end of useful life? So in the last year you need to add what? Plus 1000. This you will do mistake in exam also, because in exam you will be in hurry. Maja aayega. Correct? So this is the point you need to be careful. Careful, understood? Understood? So at the end of useful life, I mean last year, you should also add what? Residual value. So present value of future cash flow plus present value of disposal value at the end of useful life. So of course you can calculate now. This you can calculate now. Bolo. So this become 1 marks. You got 1 marks. Discounting you can do. Bola re. So what is value in use? 19,025. 19,025. Then they ask recoverable amount. So they have given NSP 20,000 and we calculate value in use 19,025, whichever is higher. So what is your recoverable amount? 20,000. You got another 1 mark. 3 marks you got. Okay. Then impairment loss you need to find out. So you already got carrying amount was how much? 25,375 minus recoverable amount how much? 20,000. So what is the impairment loss? 5,375. Another 1 marks. Chalega. Super easy na? Then revised carrying amount. Revised carrying amount will be after impairment loss. So your revised carrying amount will be carrying amount minus impairment loss. So 25,375 minus 5,375, 20,000 means your revised carrying amount will be recoverable amount only. Your revised carrying amount will be recoverable amount. So your revised carrying amount 20,000. Another 1 marks. Another 1 mark. Then last depreciation charge for 2002 means next year what will be depreciation? Okay, next year depreciation will be based on revised carrying amount. So revised carrying amount is 20,000 minus residual value how much? There you do mistake. Normally student don't deduct 1 second residual value. I don't know why. These are the common mistake which student do. Correct? So normally what happens, when they ask revised depreciation, they will forget to deduct residual value. They will think once we have already deducted, now we will not deduct it. So 20,000 minus 1,000 divided by remaining useful life. What is the remaining useful life? 5. The remaining useful life is 5. So what is the subsequent depreciation? 20,000 minus 5 minus 1,000. 3,800. You get another 1 marks. Look, super easy. This type of question can be asked either in MCQs or in as a 5 marks question. Okay. Then one question. This is a good question. Let me do this. Okay. G Limited acquired a machine on 1st April 2000 for 7 crore that had an estimated useful life of 7 years. The machine is depreciated on a straight line basis and does not carry any residual value. On 1st April 2004, the carrying value of machine was reassessed at 5.10 crore. So as on which date? On 1st April 2004. After how many years? Dekho, 1 second. Why Bhagwan, why God has given hand to count? In hand, finger means slab. Slab is there. Why slab is given? To count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 years. 1 second. Dekho, 3 said, 4 said, nothing will happen. Only 6 months will come. Why you are doing this small mistake? I don't understand. Counting whether I will explain how to count. If you are saying 3 years yahan pe, in exam also 3 years and mistake happen. Now, gone. One easy question become difficult. So exam is not difficult. We don't read the question carefully and then we blame others. Ki ICI have given difficult question paper this time. Okay. So read the question carefully. Okay. Correct. Understood? First in exam, what is important? Your question paper is important. Means question is important. Then concept. And then how you are writing solution. The first question understanding. If you have not understood question, what concept will do? Nothing na. If you have wrongly interpreted the question, then even though you are very conceptual student, you will do mistake na. The first question is important. Then you need to apply concept. Then solution. How you are adding? Solution require concentration. Thora either udhar, plus will become minus and minus will become plus. So these three process. First read the question carefully. Then analyze the concept carefully. Then write the answer properly. And normally in exam what happens? We don't read the question. We don't give damn importance to question. We'll give importance directly to solution. So thoda sa you need to give respect to question also. Okay? Chalega. Okay. Now, so after 4 years what happened? The revaluation happened. At what price? 5.10. Okay? The surplus arising out of revaluation being credited to revaluation reserve. So this to we know. For the year ended March 2006, means after how many years now? After revaluation, after revaluation how many years? Revaluation happened on 1st April 2004. Then for the year ended 31st March 2006, so how many years? 2 years. So after 2 years something happened. After 2 years something happened. Condition indicating an impairment of the machine existed and the amount recoverable is 79 lakh. Now they have given recoverable amount. Thank you very much. They have given recoverable amount. You are required to calculate a loss or impairment of the machine, and so how the loss is to be treated in the books of account of G Limited. G Limited had a G Limited had followed a policy of writing down the revaluation surplus by increased charge of depreciation resulting from the revaluation. Have you understood the last point? This question I am doing from the because of last point. This last point have you understood? Apart from last point, all point you have understood. Last point have you understood? Additional depreciation has been charged to. Means what is the meaning of this? Can you explain? What do you want to say? Means suppose before revaluation the depreciation was 1000. After revaluation the depreciation is 1200. Means 1000 will be charged to PL and 200 will be charged to revaluation surplus. Anyone want to correct him? This is correct. Everyone saying same only? Bolo yes or no? Means you have forgotten what I have said in AS10. I said any depreciation cannot be charged to revaluation surplus. I said this point in the class. Depreciation is PL only. Whether depreciation can be charged to revaluation surplus. Have you any time charged depreciation to revaluation surplus in your life? And I said in AS10. I asked this question that time also you said revaluation surplus. I have corrected you at the time of AS10. Then also you are following same mistake. Means revision में revision हो रहा है तो. This revision. अरे बोलना रे. You remember that point or not? Whether I said or not, I said never charge depreciation of any nature to revaluation surplus. Depreciation means what? Any accounting standard says depreciation will be charged to revaluation surplus. No, so how you are doing this? First thing, can we do that? No. This is what in AS10 we have done accounting treatment of revaluation surplus. We have done two options. If you remember, I said either on derecognition of the asset, entire revaluation surplus will be transferred to revenue reserve. That was simple one. Then I said there is one fair one also. Fair accounting treatment. During the remaining useful life, an amount equal to additional depreciation will be transferred from revaluation surplus to revenue reserve, not PL. This I have informed you. Forgotten? Open AS10. Open AS10. Achha, there is one more point. Just try to understand. One, how to study. How to study. Of course, if I am a student, I will also forget. ठीक है ना? So when I was student, I was also like you. Correct? As a teacher, so I know every point na. So don't compare yourself with me. ठीक है ना? So what I used to do, abhi you have forgotten. So normally student what they do, they will understand from solution and they will say, okay, this is the fact. No, don't do like this. If suppose you have forgotten something, go to that respective AS, try to read again and give 1 star mark and write down somewhere that this is the point which we are forgetting. Page number 10, point number 2, we are forgetting, and revise on a continuous basis that you'll never forget them. So out of, if there are 100 points now, out of that 25 point will be that point which we are forgetting every time. Correct? That 25 point become essential from exam point of view now, because 75 points you are not forgetting. So we should revise bar what? That 25 point. So suppose you have forgotten, now go to AS10. AS10, come to revaluation topic. There is one topic, accounting treatment of revaluation surplus. There is one topic, accounting treatment of revaluation surplus. Read that. Read that. Everyone read. And write down somewhere. Write down somewhere ki yes, we are forgetting. Means this require revision. Write down revision required. Understood how to study? Whenever you are forgetting some point, just go to that concept and write down that you are forgetting. Don't try to understand from solution. Because when I will do solution, you will think, okay, sir, we have understood. But again, you will forget now. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Now, before exam, these are the points, just before 1 hour, 2 hours of the exam, these are the points. So this will be, I think, 5 to 6 pages maximum, which you have written. Just go, revise and go. Out of that point, 1 point will come, you'll survive in the exam now. Out of that, only 1 or 2 points will come. Not every point will come. But can I say, it will be a happy situation that now you have not forgotten. So just before 2 hours, go through that 5 to 6 pages or 7 to 8 pages. How much? What are the doubts? Okay, this is the way of revision. Correct? So now you remember this point. So what they are saying, in this they have opted second option. Means an amount equal to additional depreciation will be transferred from revaluation surplus to which account? Revenue reserve, not PL. Revenue reserve. Okay, 1 second. An amount equal to additional depreciation will be transferred from revaluation surplus to revenue reserve. Understood? Revenue reserve can be general reserve, it can be PL appropriation account, means surplus in the balance sheet. PL, not SOPL. It cannot be transferred to PL account. SOPL not. Got this point? Yes, sir. Now let me do it. This is one question which is not yet asked, can be asked, and this will be a good question. So if suppose they ask, let me do it. Have you understood the question? Question, have you understood? You have the question now. So you need to help me. But what is the carrying amount, cost price initially? 7 crore. Can I say first, then we'll charge depreciation for how many years? 4 years. So we'll do 7 by 7 into 4, because the useful life is what? 7 years. Useful life is 7 years. So this will be 4. So this will be 3. And they have not given residual value. They have not given residual value. Okay? Okay. Now can I say, they have said at the beginning of, means when revaluation happened on 1/4/2004, means that at the beginning of 4th year. Yes or no? At the beginning of 5th year or 4th year? Sorry, 4 year expire now. At the beginning of 5th year. At the beginning of 5th year, revaluation happened. So revaluation happened at 5.10. So what is the revaluation gain? So plus revaluation gain, how much? It is 5.1. So it is 2.1 is the revaluation gain. This will be transferred to revaluation surplus. So this become revised carrying amount after revaluation. This become revised carrying amount after revaluation. Now this will be depreciated for the remaining, how many years? Remaining 3 years. But out of 3 years, how many years expired? 2 years. Because after 2 years, there is an indicator of impairment. So you will do again what? Accumulated depreciation. Now it will be 5.1 divided by 3 into 2. Understood? How much? 3.4. So what is the carrying amount now? 1.7. What is the recoverable amount? 0.79. 0.79. 79 lakh. So what is the impairment loss? 0. So 0.91 is the impairment loss. Impairment loss you have calculated. Impairment loss is calculated. This was easy. This you could have done. Now what AS28 says that if this is a non-revalued asset, if it is a non-revalued asset, then this impairment loss will be charged to PL. Okay. But if it is a revalued asset, then this impairment loss will be first charged to revaluation surplus to the extent available, and balance will be charged to what? PL. It means now we need to find out of this 2.1 how much is available, because now entity has opted second option. So during this 2 year, out of 3 year, 2 year remaining is full life, can you say additional depreciation has been charged from revaluation, has been transferred from revaluation surplus to revenue reserve. It means you need to find out the revaluation surplus balance. So revaluation surplus, how much was the revaluation surplus? 2.10. Can you say out of this some amount has been transferred to revenue reserve? Some amount has been transferred to revenue reserve. So what is that amount that we need to understand? Very simple calculation. What we'll do? 2.1 divided by remaining useful life into expired life. So this amount, this will be the additional depreciation of 2 years. This will be the additional depreciation of 2 years. So how to calculate additional depreciation? Take revaluation gain amount, divide by remaining useful life, multiplied by expired life. How much it is coming? 1.40. So how much left? So it means how much revaluation surplus available? 0.70. Means out of 0.91, how much will be debited to revaluation surplus and how much will be debited to PL? 0.221. Understood? Have you understood this point? Have you understood this point? So this point, have you understood how to calculate balance of revaluation surplus? Balance of revaluation surplus, correct? So whatever revaluation surplus, first find out the amount of additional depreciation for the 2 year. That is nothing but total revaluation gain divided by remaining useful life into what? Expired life. Doubt? Huh? Transfer to revenue reserve. Transfer to revenue reserve. How much you are transferring to revenue reserve. Understood? Correct? Listen, whatever I am saying, try to listen. Don't read. Try to listen whatever I am saying. Don't try to read. Try to listen. Because more you listen, more you will understand. Don't read. Correct? What I am saying. What was your revaluation surplus? How much will be transferred from revaluation surplus to how much will be transferred from revaluation surplus to revenue reserve? That we are finding out. That will be equal to amount of additional depreciation. That will be equal to amount of additional depreciation. How to calculate amount of additional depreciation? That will be revaluation gain divided by remaining useful life multiplied by expired life. This much you understood? So this is already transferred to which account? This is already transferred to which account? Revenue reserve. So what is the balance in revaluation surplus? 0.70. Means how much impairment loss can be charged to revaluation surplus? 0.70. What is the balance amount? Balance impairment loss? So 0.21 will be charged to PL. Understood? Means what will be our journal entry? Impairment loss account debit 0.91 to what? Accumulated impairment loss. Then revaluation surplus account debit how much? 0.70. PL account debit how much? 0.21. To what? Impairment loss how much? 0.91. Understood? Correct? Can I ask one question if you have understood? Suppose in this question they would have said the entity has opted to transfer revaluation surplus on derecognition of the asset. Suppose the entity has opted to transfer revaluation surplus on derecognition of the asset, then what will be your treatment of impairment loss? Then entire impairment loss will be charged to what? Revaluation surplus, because your revaluation surplus will be how much? 2.10, and nothing has been transferred to revenue reserve. Understood? Have understood? If question is silent, then always follow easy one only. It will be done what? On derecognition of asset. Already I have said. Okay. Have you understood this part? This part have you understood? Correct. So for that, if the asset had not been revalued upward, what is journal entry? Impairment loss to accumulated impairment loss, then PL account debit to impairment loss. But if the asset has been revalued upward, impairment loss to accumulated impairment loss, then revaluation reserve account debit, PL account debit to impairment loss. This PL will be with the balancing figure. Okay. This much is for first part. Actually, there are three parts, and from my point of view, from the first part only question will be asked. The second part, which is also important, is reversal of impairment loss. Reversal of impairment loss. So what AS 28 says, that if there is any indicator reversal, will also reverse impairment loss, whatever has been recognized. So what will be the amount of reversal of impairment loss, that we need to understand. Understood what is the question? So let me explain you through one example. Just try to understand what they want to say. Suppose this is 31st March 2020. On this day we have done impairment. Suppose the carrying amount was 1 lakh and recoverable amount is suppose 70,000. So how much impairment loss? Impairment loss is 30,000. Understood? And what will be our revised carrying amount? 70,000. And let's say our remaining useful life is suppose 10 years. Correct? It means now first year end 1, year end 2, year end 3. Can you say now we'll charge depreciation 7,000? 7,000? Correct? Now on this date, what is the revised carrying amount? Carrying amount, not revised carrying amount. On this date, what is our carrying amount? 70,000 minus 21,000. How much? 49,000. This much you have understood. Now what happened at this point of time? There is an indicator of what? Indicator of reversal. Means now favorable changes happen. Suppose market price of asset has increased significantly, or initially there was some physical damage, now they have done some capital expenditure on asset, so of course the performance of the asset will increase. So this become an indicator of what? Reversal of impairment loss. Understood? Now in this case, what will be the amount of reversal that we need to understand? Amount of reversal that we need to understand. Correct. So what our AS 28 says, that amount of reversal will be lower of 2. Lower of A and B. Amount of reversal will be lower of A and B. Correct. A is what? Recoverable amount on the date of reversal minus carrying amount. Suppose I have given recoverable amount. Suppose I have given recoverable amount is 90,000. Okay. So A is what? 90,000 minus 49,000. How much? 90,000 minus 49,000. How much? 41,000. So A is 41,000. Okay. B is what? Carrying amount as if no impairment loss was ever charged. Have you understood this? Means you need to find out the carrying amount. If there was no impairment loss, then what would be the carrying amount? Minus carrying amount. So can you see, if there would have been no impairment loss, then your carrying amount would be 1 lakh. And in 1 lakh, you would have charged 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Then your carrying amount would have been how much? 70,000. So can you say, if there would have been no impairment loss, then your carrying amount would be 70,000 minus what? 49,000 is equal to what? 21,000. It means the lower is what? So your reversal, reversal allowed is not 30,000, because impairment loss charge was what? 30,000. Your reversal allowed is only what? 21,000. Understood? Okay, this 21,000 is nothing but 30,000 minus the depreciation which you have saved. You can see that if there would have been no impairment loss, your depreciation would be 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. So due to impairment, you have saved how much depreciation? 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. So minus 9,000 is nothing but this. Is nothing but this. Because if you are reversing impairment loss, then your depreciation would not be 7,000. Then your depreciation would be what? 10,000. Yes or no? So out of 30,000, 9,000 is depreciation that should be charged to PL account. Therefore, you can reverse only how much? 21,000. Have you understood this point? So you need to remember the formula. Forget about concept. Reversal is what? Lower of two amount. A is what? Recoverable amount minus carrying amount. B is what? Carrying amount, as if no impairment loss was ever charged, minus what? Carrying amount. Lower of these two will be what? Amount of reversal. An amount of reversal will be added to the carrying amount. It means now your revised carrying amount will be what? 49,000 plus what? 21,000 is equal to what? 70,000. Means can I say we are back to the same position? Because if there would have been no impairment loss, your carrying amount would have been 70,000 only. So you are back to the same position. Understood? Have you understood the formula? Have you understood the formula? Only this formula you should retain. Can you retain this much formula? So can you say amount of reversal will be what? Lower of A and B. A is what? A is what? Recoverable amount minus carrying amount. B is what? Carrying amount, as if no impairment loss was ever charged. This so you can calculate now. Minus what? Carrying amount. Understood? So that is only given here. Check karo reversal, reversal, reversal. The indicator they will not ask you this. Reversal of impairment loss of individual asset. Amount of reversal of impairment loss will be lower of the following. Reversal based on recoverable amount minus carrying amount. Maximum reversal amount, carrying amount of the asset if no impairment loss was recognized, less actual carrying amount. This is maximum reversal allowed. So this or this, whichever is lower, is the amount of reversal. Understood? Can you see if the impairment loss was charged to PL, so reversal will be also through PL. Okay. So if the impairment loss was charged to PL account, its reversal would be also through PL. But if the impairment loss was charged to revaluation reserve, then its reversal will be through revaluation reserve. However, this question they will not ask, I know. Correct? Only they will ask you what is the amount of reversal, maximum, which is also rare. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt? Okay, sir. I don't have any question on reversal, but reversal you can do by your own. Because I think in ICS study matter also they have not given any question on reversal. They have given reversal question. I don't think so. But they can ask. Okay? I know them na. But simple life you have understood you can do na. Okay. Let us do this question. This is also one of the good question. I like this question personally. Can be asked in MCQs. A plant was acquired 15 years ago at a cost of 5 crore. Its accumulated depreciation as on 31st March 2001 is 4.15 crore. Depreciation, just draw timeline now, because this year date is very relevant. 31st March 2001, they have given initial cost was 5 crore and the carrying amount is how much? 4.15 crore. Depreciation estimated for the financial year, means next year 2001-2002 is 25 lakh. Estimated NSP as on 31st March 2001 is 30 lakh. NSP they have given 30 lakh, which is expected to decline by 20% by the end of next year. Means as on 31st March 2002, it will be 30 minus 20%. 30 minus 20%. Are you writing everything? Okay. Chale. Then his value in use has been computed at 35 lakh as on 1st April 2001, which is expected to decrease by 30% by the end of next financial year. Means in 31st March 2002, it will be 35 minus 30%. 35 minus 30%. Okay, sir. Now you need to answer. Now you will answer. There are 4 questions. Let's see how many you are answering correct. You have written everything? I will not do this question. Therefore, I said draw timeline. Drawn? You want to read again? So what you were doing when I was reading? Batao. Thinking about someone. The moment I said you'll do, everyone, oh, we need to do it. Written? Can I ask question? अरे थोड़ा सा फास्ट. देखो, how to write, how to read the question first, so I need to explain that also. You are taking so much time. ठीक है ना? How to read the question? Suppose this question we have not read. This question is came in the exam. Normally, what you do, what student do? ठीक है ना? They will read first question. What you do? You read first question, then you think. Then again you read, then again think. Then again you read. What will happen? Nothing will happen. ठीक है ना? So what you should do? You have understood this from from understanding means, but by observing the question, you will understand it is a question of AS28. So that is not a problem. You will understand from which chapter. Any question you will understand is a question of amalgamation, consolidation, you will be able to understand. Correct? That is not a problem. So what you should do? The moment you started any question which is in paragraph format and where there are a lot of dates, I will say start writing it. All the information write down somewhere. Correct? So you started, a plant was acquired 15 years ago at a cost of 5 crore. Okay. Here so you can't start anything because no info 15 years ago and 5 crore. You can give circle. Is accumulated depreciation as on 31st March 2001. This is the first date. So start drawing. 31st March 2001. First date is this only now. What is the cost price they have given? What is the cost price? 5 crore. What is the accumulated depreciation they have given? 4.15. So what is the carrying amount? 0.85. This is only understanding. Understanding you got. And they have given 4.15 only. Means the question is correct. Okay. Then depreciation estimated for the next year. Next year, na? So 2001, 2002. So this will be 31st March 2002. To write down depreciation is how much of this year? How much? 0.25. Because you are writing in crore, so better write down 0.25. Yes, sir. Then they have given what is the estimated NSP on 31st March 2030 lakh. So write down NSP. NSP is given on which date? This date. NSP is how much? 30 lakh. NSP is 30 lakh. 0.3 lakh you can write down. So 0.30 you can write down because we are writing in lakhs. We are writing in crores, sorry. So 0.30. Then they have given which is expected to be declined by 20%. To decline by 20% minus 20% is coming how much? As on this, do minus 20%, how much? 0.24. 0.24 written. 0.24. 0.24 written. 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 0 Are you able to understand? Now everything you will be able to understand what they have said. Now what they have saying, value in use. Next point is what? Value in use is how much? 35 lakh. So value in use is given how much? 0.35, and which are expected decline by how much percentage they have given? 30%. So minus 30% to 0.245. Understood? This is the question. Now everything is clear. Now you are not supposed to read again. Now whether you read again, everything is here only now. Now in para format, now when you read again you will be confused. So first you write down. This is for your understanding. Got this point? This is the best way to understand question. And you will save time also because you are not reading question again. And just try to understand, if you take some figure here, there is a high chance you are taking wrong figure. There is a high chance you are taking some wrong figure because in exam, your mind will not work. Okay. Now, point number 8. Assuming that other conditions for applicability for impairment accounting standard are satisfied. Well, all the conditions satisfied for AS 28. What should be the carrying amount of the plant as on 31st March 2002? So they are asking carrying amount as on this date. As on this date. But what you will do? What is the answer? Bolo. 0.245 is the answer. So let's see. So what is the carrying amount as on this date? 0.85 minus 0.25. How much? 0.60. What is the recoverable amount? 0.245. So what is the impairment loss? Impairment loss is what? 0.355. So your answer is correct. Your carrying amount will be 0.245. First answer you got. Okay. How much will be the amount to write off? Means they have asked what is the impairment loss. What is the impairment loss? So that is also correct. 0.355. Okay. Very easy. If the plant has been revalued 10 years ago and the current revaluation reserve against the plant was 12 lakh, how would your answer to the question number 1 and 2 will change? Means now there is some revaluation surplus. So entire impairment loss will not be charged to PL. So can you say impairment loss to the extent of 12 lakh will be charged to revaluation reserve and balance will be charged to PL. Only this much. So 1, 2, 3, A, B, C were direct if you have understood the question. So first the question understanding what they have given. If you have not understood the question, then you can't do ABC. Got this point? The first question is important, then apply concept and then write answer. So you got the answer. So it means your solution is based on question information. If you are not able to understand question information, then whatever you are calculating, that is wrong. The last point, let us do. If the value in use is 0, what they are saying, if the value in use is 0 and the entity were required to incur a cost of 2 lakh to dispose of the plant, what will be your answer to the question in 1 and 2 above? When I read the question for the first time now, so I have also done mistake in this. So if you are doing mistake, so we both are same. Yes or no? So nothing to panic. If you are doing mistake and you are understanding with solution, okay now. In exam, though you are doing correct now. So don't panic if you are committing mistake. Are you getting? So out of 10 questions, only 3-4 questions you can do by own. 7 questions, there will be some mistake. But try to identify that mistake, try to understand that mistake, and try that it should not be repeated in exam. That is only a student concern. Normally what happens when you have understood any chapter, you are not getting answer, you are frustrated. Okay, we are human being. We are a small student. of age what? 20. Maximum 20 is the age. Maximum is the 20 na. Not more than that. Yes or no? So what happened? This last 2 months now, when you are not able to get the answer, now you will panic. Or what will happen in exam? Nothing to worry. Be cool. Which solution you are understanding now? Okay. Happy, enjoy. Okay, sir? Okay, sir? Yes, sir. Bolo. Last point you do. I have also done mistake, and if you are doing correct, you are better than me. Yes or no? When I have done the question for the first time, I have done mistake. And if you can do correct, means you are better than me. If I can become CA, you can definitely become CA. Okay? That I am informing you. Do. Then, what is the answer? 22 lakh is what? Achha, revise carrying amount. Revise one answer I got 22 lakh. You have done after impairment loss, na? Okay, if this is correct, your impairment loss is correct. Any other answer? No other answer? Chale? Chal. Everyone done? You want to give some other answer? Once again, do it. Don't try to think over. No, we'll think much. Will be better than sir. Don't think. Whatever you understand, do it. You have that much job only. You can't go beyond your limit. Can you do beyond your limit? Whatever you know, that much only you can do. So don't overthink now. You are wasting your time if you are overthinking. Done? Can I do? Batao. What is the carrying amount? What is the carrying amount? That already we calculate 0.60. What is the value in use they have given? 0. What is the fair value less cost of this? Sorry. What is NSP? What is the NSP? 0. How you calculated? This you have calculated. 0.24. Then minus 0.02. You have done? Everyone done this only? Bolo yes or no? What you have done? So what you have done? You have taken only 0.24. Chalo. Any other? Someone has taken only 0.24. How many have done first one? 0.24 minus 0.02. Balance what you have done. Please respond. Why you are not responding? Whatever you have done, accept it. Yes, I have done it. Bolo, what you have done? You have done this only? How many have done this? Raise your hand, please. So what you have done? You, okay. What you have done? 0.02 minus. You have taken minus 0.02. How many have taken minus 0.02? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay? You have also taken that. Raise your hand now. Balance. How many have taken these? How many have taken these? Chalo. This was my answer. And this is correct answer. Okay. So first thing, just try to understand what happened. Suno. What happened in classroom? What happened when maximum of the students have done this? So you all are what? Doubtful. Yes or no? You were not raising hand. Are bolna re. Just try to understand. You were now doubtful. You are thinking that we are doing correct. Yes, we are doing wrong. Why? When I said loudly, then you raise your hand. When I said bol, then you have raised na. It means once again you are doubting about your own ability. You are doubting about yourself. Don't doubt about your answer. Whatever you are doing, you are exception. You are standing alone. CA means standing alone. If you are correct, say I am correct. Till I say saying wrong. I said I have also done this, so you should not be also. I have also said this na. Means if I can become CA, you all can become CA or not. I bol de yes. If I can become CA, you can become CA na. Means I am saying a CA, a teacher has done wrong. So nothing to worry. Nothing worry. You are better than me. Now think about rank. You also think about rank now. Smile, smile, smile. Say, how I am correct. No doubt. First, though, just always try to appreciate yourself. Always try to think positive about yourself. Even though you are wrong, na, think positive. Next time I will do correct. But this is correct. Why it is correct? Let me explain. 100% by prima facie, every student will do. Maximum student will do this. What I have done. But what they have done, just try to understand. If you are saying 0.24 minus 0.02, it means they have given this was NSP only. NSP means already cost of disposal deducted. So why you are again deducting it? Why you are again deducting it? Why you are again deducting it? Understood now? Now what they have given, if you read, if the value in was 0 and the enterprise were required to incur a cost of 2 lakh, means they have not given anything about expected selling price. It means expected selling price is also 0. Correct, you are correct. I am happy. Which I have also not understood by reading for the first time. Means I have also done the same mistake what everyone have done. Are you getting what I am saying? The first question is important, then concept na. First you need to understand question. They have done correctly, means whatever I see have done, that is correct, because reading the question, understanding question, that is important. So what they have done, value in is 0 and NSP become minus 2 lakh. Means your recoverable amount is 0. Therefore entire is impairment loss. 60 lakh is impairment loss. Because the value in recoverable amount will be higher of this. Higher is 0 only na. So it means entire amount will be charged to PL account as an impairment loss. 60 lakh will be charged to, 60 lakh was the carrying amount na. So 60 lakh will be charged to PL account. Correct? Happy? 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 Oi, happy? So now your target is 90% in advanced accounting. For others, the target is 90. Because I got 93. So, my exam question was super easy. Huh? Nothing to grab. I became CA because my exam paper was very easy. No, everyone can become CA. You should say, yes, sir, we'll do it. Never think about others. If you should say, he can become CA, so I will definitely become CA. Don't clap. Clap for yourself. Till I say clap. Huh? Don't clap. Clap for yourself. You are clapping for yourself now. I know you are married. Clap. Just try to understand what I am saying. He always set one target. Yes, this exam I am going to achieve 90 plus in advanced accounting. Then God will be with you to help you to score what? 90 plus. Now if you see, if your target is what? I will score 50 plus, then God will be with you 50 plus. And there is always impairment loss. There is sometimes impairment loss now. So 50 minus impairment loss less than 40. The target was 90. If there is impairment loss, you are scoring 70 now. If there is some contingencies also, there might be some contingencies. So there might be less than kitna contingency, 20% contingency, 30% contingency, 90 minus 30%, that is a good mark. And if there is no contingencies, you will score 90. So set your target in every subject 90. Believe me, if you set that target, you will achieve that target. You will try to achieve that target. And when you will try, you will achieve somehow near to that. Okay, correct? So now your target is 90 plus from today. I think this you have understood. This was one good question, and I think can be asked in multiple choice question. This I have taken from some other sources. and can be asked. So this chapter is completed. There is one more concept, CGU. You know CGU? Have you done that in your previous classes? But there is no question of CGU in ICA study material. You want me to do? You want me to do? Concept? Huh? That I don't know. There is no question in ICA study material. They have asked in MCQs. They have of CGU. CGU not na. That must I have done Nare. CGU is given as a concept, but no question is there. If you want, I will teach. Now, try to understand whatever I am saying. Only try to understand whatever I am saying. They will ask that much only. Now, CGU means just try to understand. Suppose if I say this projector is, this camera is damaged. So whether you can find out the cash flow to be generated from this camera, it is highly impossible. Because in this classroom, this camera is not only the asset. Now, if from this classroom we are generating cash flow, so that is use of every asset. Because AC is also there, bench is also there, projector is also there, podium is also there, laptop is also there, PC is also there, speaker is also there. All together is capable of generating cash flow. It means there are many individual assets which cannot generate cash flow. There are some individual assets which are capable of generating cash flow. For example, aeroplane. Aeroplane become a single asset which are capable of generating cash flow. So we can find out the value in use of that asset. But camera, projector, etc., we can't find out the value in use of that particular asset. It means, can I say, recoverable amount we can't estimate for individual asset. Therefore, AS28 has given the concept of cash generating unit. So cash generating unit is the group of smallest group of asset. Cash generating unit is the smallest group of asset which are capable of generating cash flow independently from the other group of asset. It means one entity may have many CGUs. So suppose they are given 3 CGUs. This will be given in the question. CGU will be A, B, C will be given in the question. And the carrying amount of CGU will be given in the question. Suppose they have given 600, 500, 300. Okay. This will be given. Then they will give you goodwill. Now, first they will give you corporate asset. This CM is what? This CM is what? Carrying amount. Carrying amount. Book value. So this CGU consists of many assets. So it is carrying amount of all that asset. Suppose this CGU consists of 5 assets. So carrying amount of asset 1, carrying amount of asset 2, carrying amount of asset 3, carrying amount of asset 4, carrying amount of asset 5 is 600. Understood? That will be given in the question. Then they will give you some corporate asset. Now corporate asset are those assets which are not capable of generating cash flow. They only support CGU to generate cash flow. For example, we have an admin office. So admin office is not providing any services not to the student. This classroom is capable of generating cash flow, but admin office, there are many assets which are not generating cash flow, but they are supporting to generate what? So that is known as corporate asset. So what our AS28 says, this corporate asset will be allocated to ABC in the ratio given in the question. Suppose corporate asset is 500 and the ratio is 3 is to 2 is to 1. So it will be allocated in this ratio. It will allocate as per the information given in the question. 200, 200, 100 will allocate. Then they will give you some goodwill. Goodwill arising in case of amalgamation. The goodwill will arise only in case of amalgamation. Understood? Now this goodwill cannot be sold separately. Whether goodwill can be sold separately, so you cannot find out a recoverable amount of goodwill separately. Therefore, goodwill also will be allocated to all CGU as per the information given in the question. They will give, suppose they have given this goodwill only belong to A, so only allocate to A. Suppose they say goodwill belong to AB, to allocate to AB. Suppose they are given goodwill belong to ABC, to allocate to ABC as per the information given in the question. Suppose they are given 150 and suppose they are given 1:1 ratio they have given. तो allocate in this ratio. ठीक है, तो suppose 50, 50, 50. So total find out, this become total carrying amount. This become total carrying amount. Total carrying amount is how much? 850, 750, 450. Understood? So this become the carrying amount of ECGU after allocation of corporate asset and goodwill. Now we'll compare with the recoverable amount of CGU. Recoverable amount of CGU will be given the question. However, it will be nothing but NSP and value in use of CGU, whichever is higher. So either they will give you NSP value in use or they will give recoverable amount only. Mostly they will give recoverable amount. Suppose they have given recoverable amount 800, sorry, 700. This is given 800 and they have given 430. So what is the impairment loss? Batao. Impairment loss, first one is what? 150. Second one is what? 0. Second one is 0 because the recoverable amount is more than carrying amount. So there is no impairment loss. Third one is what? 20. And so this become impairment loss of each CGU. Now this impairment loss will be allocated to each asset of that CGU. So this impairment loss will be allocated to each asset of the CGU. So what our AS 28 says that this impairment loss will be first allocated to goodwill. First allocated to goodwill. So first allocated to what? Goodwill. But out of 150, how much can be allocated to goodwill? Only 50. This is nil. But out of this 20, how much can be allocated to goodwill? Entire 20. Entire 20. Then we'll find out balance impairment loss. Then we'll find out balance impairment loss. The balance impairment loss is what? 100, 0 and 0. Understood? Are you able to understand? Correct? Now this balance impairment loss will be allocated to other assets of that CGU in the ratio of their carrying amount. So can you see this will be allocated to CGU and corporate asset in the ratio of their carrying amount with this ratio 6:2. In the ratio of their carrying amount means 6:2. So can you allocate this 100 in 6:2? Allocate karo. 75 and 25. 75 and 25. Understood? So this become the allocation. This become the allocation. Correct? Have you understood? So what is the step? Step 1. First find out carrying amount of CGU. That will be given in the question. That will be always given the question. Then identify any corporate asset and allocate that corporate asset in the ratio given in the question. That will be given in the question. Correct? Understood? Then find out goodwill if any. If they have given, okay, not given, so ignore. Given, so goodwill will be also allocated as per the information given in the question. Allocated. Then find out total carrying amount after allocation. Then compare with the recoverable amount that will be given in the question. Recoverable amount compare. Then find out if recoverable amount is less than carrying amount, that will become impairment loss. Impairment loss will first allocated to what? Goodwill, if any. The balance impairment loss will be allocated to what? Other asset of that CGU in the ratio of their carrying amount. Understood? Then find out revised carrying amount. So what will be the revised carrying amount? Revised carrying amount. So we need to find out CGU A, B, C. Then we have a corporate asset and we have a goodwill. So we need to find out revised carrying amount. Can you give me the initial carrying amount? It is 600, 500 and 300. So write down 600, 500 and 300. And what is the corporate asset? How much I have given? 500. Corporate asset 500 and goodwill how much I have given? 150. So this was the initial carrying amount. Then minus kar do impairment loss. So what is the CGU impairment loss? A is 75. B and C nil. Corporate asset how much? 25. So minus 25. And goodwill how much? 50 plus 20. How much? 70. Then find out revised carrying amount. Deducted. Find out revised carrying amount. Done. This can be one question. There is one more point, but that too they will never ask. This much you remember, because more I will say, more you will be disturbed. I will say if they will ask this much. And if they are asking beyond this, then they are assuming that you are CA final student. That also you can understand right now. But right now is not a time to read new things. ठीक है ना? In class तो I do, but of course I know why to disturb you much. Okay, sir. So AS28 is completed from my point of view. Very easy. AS20 is super easy from exam point of view. Exam point of view super easy. Don't miss it. It seems that difficult, but it is not difficult. It is not at all difficult. Okay, it is easier than AS10, I will say.